Hey guys, it's Melanie Hinds. There's so much news about the Iraqi dinar. Please subscribe and tap the bell. So listen, I got some breaking news out of Iraq this morning that I discussed on my live stream, and also our Zoom is tomorrow morning at 11 for Miracle Manifestation members and Mastermind Group members. It's just before 5 o'clock, like it's 5 minutes before, but I'm hanging with the hubby. I had to break away, and that took some leverage to get me off the couch when I was relaxing with my hubby. And so there was a couple of articles that were floated. We didn't go through all of them because, you know, it's the dollar price is going up and down and the gold is stable. Yeah, we know gold is through the roof. So this article says Iraq must rethink fiscal strategy to avert crisis, economist urges. Well, listen to this. It says Iraq needs to overhaul its fiscal system to generate growth and jobs without working its deficit. The Azul Foundation for Economic Development warned on Sunday, saying short-term memory fixes can no longer sustain the economy. No, but you need to understand, we're in the process of their elections. The election is going to be held November 11th. They could start campaigning on October 11th. So guys, they are financially stable. They are fiscal stable. They are monetary stable. This flies in the, who are you voting for? It's probably not Sudani. I'm just saying, whoever wrote this article, you need to understand everything's going to be tainted now because they're in election season. The next article was CBI downplays debt concerns, external liabilities below 13B. Why? Because the CBI is associated with, they allowed Forex to release this. Mr. T said that in an email. The CBI didn't bring it back when we told you that the Forex floated a thing saying it could come out at 481.01. Mr. T clarified that, and I put all the timestamps up so you could go right to Mr. T's article. It was towards the end of my live stream this morning, so go there and listen to the whole thing. It was fabulous. So this CBI allowed that Forex article that said Iraq was preloaded at 481.01 on May 27th. They've just been waiting a long time. And so now they're in the election season. We don't know when it's going to happen, but it could be any time. Everybody knows that. And this is just the breaking news out of Iraq. But again, the articles out of Iraq are a little tilted. And then EIA came in. They are the the Energy Information Administration. It says Iraq's oil exports to U.S. dip over the week. Well, maybe they dipped because they're waiting for the rate to revalue. Did you ever think of that? Because the U.S. can get oil at a better price once this revalues. You know what I'm saying? So those were the articles coming out of Iraq, other than the basics that we cover all the time. Again, this is a short summary. At least I hope it's only 9 minutes. I'm praying it's only 9 minutes because it's Sunday. I've had a long weekend. Somebody sawing, whatever. I just hope you'll give me some positive comments down below. So now I go to summary of everybody else. This is Samson. Article, Al-Sudani. We have begun implementing more than 2,538 projects that have been stalled and halted for years and launched new ones. Remember all those MOUs? There were 1,000 of them that they were supposed to be executed. We don't know. They're not telling you because they're not going to tell you when they're going to do this. In fact, they're going to blow smoke and mirrors as if they're never going to do it. Maybe you have to wait until the actual election. That is the perfect time for them to reveal it because nobody's looking for it right now, except for all the people like us. So all these, I'm the only one who shows you everybody. So this is Guru Jeff. I like him. He said, this isn't a lot. Withdrawing a $25,000 note and replacing it with a $25 note or dinar note does not mean it's a lop, because they clearly told us in print that two currencies will coexist together at the same exact value. If the rate is $3, a 25 note would be $75. A $25,000 note would be $75,000. It's that simple. Iraq is about to revalue. They are revaluing, and it's coming off the exchange rate. So instead of 481.01 that they said in that Forex letter that I've shown you many times on May 27th, it would be 4.8. Okay? 480 as a minimum. Okay? To reinstitute and then float. It'll have to float once it gets back on Forex. So then you got Claire also. Now everybody's talking about removing the zeros. I don't know why we have to go back there. I've clarified that. I hope you look at my Iraqi dinar play. This is somewhere up here in this right corner, I think. The 3 dots. That's my playlist. Go watch it. I've covered this in many times. It says, let's see. We're not going to do Fun Lou. They're the negative one of the bunch. Claire says, removing zeros, 170 tons of gold and one decision on the table. Will the Iraqi dinar survive erosion? The Central Bank of Iraq is opening the door to one of the most sensitive decisions in its modern monetary history. The project to remove the zeros from the local currency. Modern economic analysis confirmed that strengthening the gold reserves provides the central bank with moral cover for any future monetary reforms, especially with gold prices being pumped by everybody. Even I think Jamie Dimon said that gold could go to high as 10,000. That's so you and I will go buy it at these high inflated prices. They're inflating gold so every country looks better. Just saying, it's global. When you get on my Zoom, you'll understand their stances versus our stances are completely different. So please join us on the Zoom tomorrow at 11. I opened it up for Miracle Manifestation members and Mastermind members because I believe everybody needs to hear what I'm going to have to say tomorrow, because it's all becoming clear. The more days that tick out, the more revelation I get from God. Frank 26, the finance minister and deputy of the CBI are still in Washington. They're meeting with the U.S. Treasury and the IMF and also with the World Bank. We think they're putting the final touch on this. Frank said, I agree. The team that is in Washington, D.C. right now, they're going over the Oliver and Wyman audit report. Hello. They don't talk with the auditors unless they've finalized. And the auditors were all over it, making sure the systems were state-of-the-art banking system. Iraq was the first of its kind, and it's replicated in other countries. So they are probably giving the report of all these different countries, and it's here in the U.S. as well, I believe. So anyway, so Frank says, I agree. The team that is in Washington, D.C. right now, they're going over the Oliver and Wyman audit report. This is being presented to Donald Trump. Well, if Donald Trump is looking at it, that means he's going to sick the auditors on our banks. But the banks, if they're publicly traded, are already audited. But maybe they'll consider Oliver and Wyman, Anyways, we don't know what they're doing. They only let us know what we need to know, what they think we need to know, and they're not going to tell you when this is going to happen. But people like Mark Z, Frank, myself, all the other people are watching this closely, so please subscribe and tap the bell. I'm the only one who gives you the summaries. So Mark Z says, the CBI putting out new instructions aimed at stopping dollar smuggling. These reforms would close the financial borders to not smuggle dinar in or out of the country. International compliance. This doesn't make much sense unless they are planning to revalue the currency. I was told they would close their financial borders with the RV, and they need to be able to control both directions during the process. It is a great sign. It truly is a great sign. Then you got Bruce, who, he practically calls it every weekend, and he does support 800 numbers and redemption centers, which I don't agree with. Pinned comment down below. But he's saying that the rate is going to be on the bank screens for the dinar. We know what is on the redemption center screens, and they know what the contract rate is for, and it's for the dinar. Evidently, if you go to one of their centers, you're going to get more money if you go to one of those centers. But what do you have to give up for it? That's what you have to answer. Preferably, at least get some information. Join me on my live stream in the morning, and I'll talk more about that. It's always free Iraqi dinar Q&A time in the mornings. Militiaman, they're not going to talk about the dinar exchange rate. They're going to talk about the timing of any of that. They're just not going to ever do that. But what they're going to do is they're going to communicate properly. I call it the hush-hush. Believe it or not, it's very well known that a lot of things happen, but they happen behind closed doors. They're not going to broadcast certain things because they can't. We like what we're seeing. We all like what we're doing. Nader from the Middle East said, Soudani's doing a great job. I like Soudani. He will vote for him again and again and again. It's just like that for you guys, for Trump. You will vote for Trump again, and he will vote for Soudani again. Everybody thinks this is the time. The question is, what do you believe? Comment down below, what do you believe? God told me to tell you it was done. Don't worry about the banks. It's going to be messy. Take the money and run. If you want those strategies, see the pinned comment down below. Now I can go enjoy the rest of my evening with my husband and pray this is done. God told me 3 days of gratitude. I've been absorbing myself in all the things I'm grateful for all day long, every day. What are you meditating on? Are you meditating on your problems or your concerns? Put all that aside and focus on what you have now, and God will bring you more. I love you all. I hope you will give me some positive comments down below. And now I can go relax with my husband before my busy Monday. Bye.